Okay, I am literally doing something I never thought I'd be doing again, and that is making an Evil Dead the Game video. And you're probably wondering why in God's name I'm doing that. The game's over. Move on, old head. I know you miss it every day. I know you wish there was content to talk about. I know you wish you could go home, the Evil Dead. But it's time to move on. Or is it? Because it looks like Demon of Video Games Embracer Group, which for years has been gobbling up tons and tons of companies, and then basically either closing them down, ruining them, or telling them to cancel projects or continuation on games, is getting out of the Saber business. Let's see. What does this have in store? Well, who knows? Apparently, Saber and all of its conglomerate companies that are associated with Saber are being sold to a private company for $500 million. This could go one of multiple ways, but let's take a look at the most likely way. Nothing happens. And Saber just keeps running the way it is, and that's the end of it. And who really cares about that version? And I don't want to live in that world, so I would like to have a little bit of hope.
We found something. A chance, maybe.
Don't.
Film what?
Don't give me hope.
And I'm going to go with this. What if Embracer no longer being at the helm, looking at the big picture, bleeding money the way they have, blaming their massive failure on this Saudi deal or Dubai deal, Middle East deal that they've been claiming exists that never happened? What if the company that takes over wants to continue Evil Dead the game? The contracts are still there. The game is still running. They just stopped production on it. And this is something to really think about. What if? What if? What if?
You mean not good like 1 out of 100?
I'd say more like 1 out of 1,000,000.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
I am saying there is a chance. I know a lot of people are thinking about the bigger picture, bigger games like Star Wars or whatever else is coming from Saber. But all I can think about is one game and one game only, and that's Evil Dead the game. A game that still exists, that still has so much left to give, that could be so much more. Listen, in my opinion, it's still the best ASIM that has ever existed. And it's nowhere near anything else when it comes to actual gameplay. I don't care if we're talking about Dead by Daylight, Texas Chainsaw, The Last Year 1, 2, or 3. Sorry, is that too soon? Killer Clowns, Ghostbusters, I don't give a shit. There is only one apex, one zenith when it comes to the best feel of an ASIM game, and that was always Evil Dead. Best characters, best everything. And now there's a slight, ever be it so small, chance that Evil Dead could continue, could be resurrected, could get a second win under the ownership of the new company. Yes, it would probably take maybe till beginning of next year to see a renaissance. But what if? I know, you're probably looking at me and saying, old head, you're probably just grasping at straws. And I probably am. That is probably not wrong. But now I just have hope that Evil Dead the game could somehow magically be saved by this company, because they never shut it down. So it's not like they have to resurrect the entire game. They would just have to start getting back on production, reworking maybe a new DLC, maybe working on updates to the game. Now, here's the thing. If you start seeing updates randomly to Evil Dead the game sometime in the next 6 months, it's back, baby. And that's what we're going to be looking for. Suddenly a random fix to the game. Not no longer in sunset mode where it's just basically running at its own server. If you start seeing the Evil Dead community manager start tweeting random shit, that's a good sign. If you start seeing the return of double XP weekends starting getting to be consistent again, that is a sign of a return. Anything right now could be possible. And I'm very excited about this. Like, I didn't expect to make this video. I absolutely hate Embracer. And let's be honest, I have not been happy with Saber since they closed down Evil Dead's continued production. But the question is, how much was Saber? We've seen what's happened since Saber stopped Evil Dead the game. We've seen what Embracer has done. And let's be honest, this article that just dropped by Jason Scherer is huge. I'm going to read this one part to you because I feel like it needs to be read. So Saber has been known for cost-cutting ever since Embracer's taken over, including the loss of the Knights of the Old Republic remake. This is one of the things that people are really talking about. They're talking about what could be Star Wars-wise, but I'm looking at things in a smaller scale. Yes, there is never going to be a world where Evil Dead the game compares to Knights of the Old Republic remake. It's just not going to happen. Star Wars is a much bigger franchise, but us horror fans are looking at this as a big picture. This is what really matters. This is the new possibility. This is hope. I know. I shouldn't be giving it to anyone. I shouldn't be looking at this as a positive. Let's be honest. If Embracer Group gets out of gaming completely, how could that be bad? Like, they have just been an absolute plague on some really good companies ever since they bought it. Gearbox, THQ, Saber, maybe? Like, Embracer selling Saber could only be positive. And maybe, just maybe, not only do we get the Knights of the Old Republic back, but we get the knight that really mattered, the king himself, Ashley J. Williams. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think there is a heartbeat in the Evil Dead community? Do you think there is a chance? Or am I just looking for a reason to be happy? It's okay if I am. Let me know. As always, thank you for watching. And later, mates.